Hey toy fans, Aaron here. Wow, it has been a while since I've sat behind a camera here to record some reviews for you. The video I put up recently of the Retro Boba Fett I actually shot in July. So yeah, thank you all for your well wishes for my wife and family. I really do appreciate it. But I'll just get right into this now. Today we're looking at the Star Wars Clone Wars V19 Torrent Starfighter. This vehicle was released in 2008. Mid-size vehicle assortment, so the box isn't all that large, and you got your pretty typical blue box design going here for that line. You got the Star Wars Clone Wars logo in the upper left. This was for, of course, the Clone Wars, the animated line, and then anything that was for the movies, the real world, so to speak, that was the Legacy Collection. Top right corner, image of a clone trooper, and then front center on this box, you got a nice image of the vehicle, mocked up as it probably would have looked in the movies, and certainly not how the toy is going to look. But yeah, nice space battle going on underneath. Notation there that it's got firing blaster cannons. Left and right sides of the box are identical, which is basically just a smaller design from the front of the box. You got a nice image of the vehicle once again, your Star Wars branding. Here's a quick look at the top of the packaging where you got that blue Star Wars logo, name of the vehicle, and that Photoshop cutout of what you saw on the front side. And the bottom is the same, except now we don't have an image of the vehicle. And flipping around to the back side, it's going to be all your toy callouts for what you're getting. First, along the top, you got the name of the vehicle once again. Off to the right, you got a very brief description about it. While it says it made its debut in the Battle of Geonosis, I honestly don't recall seeing this in the background of the movie. I could certainly be wrong. And then, as I said, covering the bulk of this backside, you got an image of the toy. Clone Pilot is not included. He's there just to show that, well, the figure fits in there. Otherwise, yeah, various callouts, rotating side foils, the open canopy, retractable landing gear, firing blasters, and then along the bottom you got three other vehicles being shown that were also available in the line at that time. Here's a look at how it's packaged on the inside. Everything's pretty well tied down and, not loose in the box or anything. Obviously do have some assembling to do, and that is very simple. Start off with attaching the two thrusters at the back of the engines on the vehicle, and then each wing simply snaps into position on the two tabs located on the top of each engine. Snap in the center wing to the back of the body, and then you slide the missiles and you're good to go. It's a very cool looking vehicle, and I think it translated very well into toy form. I think Hasbro overall did a nice job with both the size of the vehicle, the coloring of it, and the sculpt. I will say, obviously, as you can see, it's very clean. Burgundy paint job, there's no chips or scratches or anything, and no additional weathering or scorch marks. I think that was pretty typical for the line at that time, as I recall. Honestly, I'm pretty okay with it. I mean, these are toys after all. And they weren't, vintage collection level of detail that we're getting today. Overall, as far as the detailing being done within the sculpt of the vehicle, you're getting a lot of panel detailing. Here's a look at the top side of the right wing as you look at it. A lot of panel designs in through there. Burgundy paint jobs looking good, and I believe it's all placed right where it needs to be. You have the Republic symbols painted in on the top side of that left wing, screen right wing as you're looking at it. On the outer tip of each wing is where you're going to find the missile launchers. Very large, very bulky, both in the holder of that projectile and the projectile itself. Definitely no one going to be choking on that. And then bottom side of that wing, same panel detailing continues. Now you're going to get a look, though, at all the various screws that hold this piece together. Not the nicest looking thing, but I guess it all has to go somewhere, right? And then looking at the wing on the opposite side, it's really just a mirror image of the other wing. No Republic symbol on the top side here, but on that wing it is located on the bottom. To the main body of the ship, once again, panel detailing. Nice orange tinted canopy, still easy to see through. Do have some bits of green painted at the front of the canopy on the main body, and a couple triangle shapes on the outside of the canopy towards the back side a bit. You'll see about midway point of each engine on the side of the body some gold detailing for the panels. Couple panels painted in gold, I should say, and a little bit of engine detailing sculpted in, various wires, pipes, whatnot, also painted gold. Here's a look at those thrusters on the body that you attach, all molded in that gray plastic. Minimal detailing for the sculpt, but I'm fine with how it looks. As I said, I do think that's pretty well in line with how the vehicle should be anyways. And then for the third wing of the vehicle, you got a back center one, some gray engine detailing being done for the front tip. Little bits of gold engine detailing sculpted in on the sides. You got the Republic symbol once again, this time painted on each side of the wing. And then a little bit of engine detailing, kind of similar to what you see on an X-Wing being done on the back of the wing. No additional painting, anything like that. Flipping onto the bottom side of that main body. Like I said, panel detailing continues. Little bit of more green paint being done on the back side. And you get a few other touches of engine detailing also painted in gold once again. And then you've got 2 retractable landing gear. Folds in nicely against the body. And then when you bring those down, kind of snap right into position. And then as you're seeing the vehicle now, it's in its landing mode. Both of those outer wings do rotate in the downward position. And then that center wing kind of unsnaps from the backside. And then you click it into position to hold it in that downward spot. I don't know if they designed it to be this way or not, but with each of the wings in the downward position, the vehicle can stand in that flight mode. And also for playability, you know, holding on to that center wing, kind of flying around, works out just fine as well. And then looking inside that cockpit, you do have some nice design elements placed in there. Obviously, you can see you got the chair sculpted in, kind of a bronze color for the backside, a little bit of silver painted in for the cushion of the seat. I gotta say, I do like the little attention to detail of giving the seat belts a nice black painting, black joystick for the flight control, and, you know, nothing really to speak of for the console itself. Looks like it's kind of sculpted out to have different screens. Obviously, no sticker decals to apply. And, of course, you can slide your figure inside the cockpit, close that canopy, no problem. And really, since I showed off the wings, I guess that covered a lot of the functionality of it. All that's left really is to show that the missiles shoot out. Little white button on the top, give that a push, and the missiles snap out quite well. So overall for me, I love the design of the vehicle. I think it translated very well into toy form. And as far as the simple sculpt and paint application to it, I could still very much appreciate it for what it is. And honestly, in terms of the way the toys are now, with having so much detail, so much paint applications, and obviously a high price tag to go along with it, I gotta say I kind of miss that almost the simple days where the toy was rather inexpensive. I know, granted, we're never going to see a $20 vehicle again, but we were getting a wide variety of vehicles to add to the line, or add to your collection, that is. And now at today's price points and designs, I don't know that we would ever see a vehicle like this come into the line, you know, if the movie or TV shows were released now. I mean, heck, Bad Batch, we don't have vehicles. We barely got anything for Rebels. So back on this vehicle, you know, like I said, it's quite unique in the line, and it's a pretty cool looking vehicle. If it's one you don't have, I definitely recommend adding it to your collection. So that's going to wrap this one up, and kind of spacing. I don't remember what I used to say at the end of my videos. Oh yeah, let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you think about this vehicle in the comments section below. And as always, I do appreciate you all watching.